Hello everyone, I'm Anil once again back. I welcome you all on behalf of E.Academy. So in continuation of CIB revision in 30 days, we have arrived at the chapter called bond investment. So before that, we must know what is debt. So debt is nothing but money due by certain and express agreement. That means there has to be one agreement that in terms of debt will be called. Okay. That means if we talk about the less technical sense. So it means claim for money, loans from bank or financial institutions are one of the popular form of debt. Okay. So loans from bank, debt, loans from banks or financial institutions because there is always one agreement is there. And you might have seen the customer signing the loan paper. So this is nothing but a agreement between the customer and bank. Okay. Next, we moving ahead. What is bond? So bond is nothing but it's part of the debt capital. So bond is nothing but is form of debt capital. So debt capital consists of mainly bonds and debentures. Bond and debenture. Where in the case of bond, one company they sell one sort of bond having some face value to the customer. Like rather, when company first issues debt capital, the providers of the debt capital purchase a debenture which involve lending money to the firm. In return for loaning this money, bondholder have right to certain guaranteed payment. That means when bondholder purchase the bond, the company gives a guarantee that they will be paying some sort of money as interest every year. If bond is 10%, that means and face value is 100 rupees, so bondholder will be receiving 10% of this, that means 10 rupees every year. So this is called the bond. I'll take example here. Let a company issues a bond of face value rupees 100 carrying a coupon rate. So coupon rate is nothing but this is the fixed rate on which fixed rate on the face value of the bond. Company pays to the bondholder every year. And period may be any period. Here I will specify 10 years. Period may be 2 years, 3 years, 1 year also, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, whatever is there. And this entitles the bondholder to receive rupees 100, rupees 10 out of 100 for 10 years. At the end of the 10th year, the bondholder will get back this 100 rupees also. So he'll purchase the bond, company will be paying the interest. What the interest rate? That is called the coupon rate. Okay. And this is irrespective of the level of the profit or loss. That means customer has nothing to do with the loss or profit of the company because company has guaranteed the 10% rate of interest paying to the bondholder. Now we'll see some terms here like face value. So face value is nothing but also called as par value. So face value is nothing but also known as par value, and it is written on the face of the bond. Like no, in the rupee note we see now the denomination is written same. The like 100 rupees bond, this 100 rupees will be written on the face of the bond, and it represents the amount borrowed by the firm, which it promises to repay after a specified period. Okay, that period may be 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, whatever is there. So this is the face value of the bond, just like our rupee note. Okay. Now what is coupon rate? So coupon rate is nothing but a specific rate of interest. That means whatever the rate of interest company is promising, that known as coupon rate, and that is only applicable for the bond, particular bond only. This rate will be there. Okay. Like different bond will have their different rate depending upon the uh, policy of the company. Next, what is maturity? So maturity nothing but that is specified period is called the maturity of bond. Okay, and after with company promises to pay the bondholder its value. Now redemption value, the value which the bondholder gets on maturity is called the redemption value. Okay, and bond is generally issued at discount, that means less than the par value, and redeemed at par. Par means whatever the face value of the bond is there, that is the redemption value, and company promised to pay 100 rupees back to the bondholder. And generally what is done, the bond are issued normally at discount. At discount means if face value is 100 rupees, it may be 80 rupees, sometimes 90 rupees, sometimes 95 rupees or 99 rupees, whatever. The discount means less than the par value, and premium means more than the par value. And what is the market value? Because bond may be traded in stock market also, even though they are having the par value 100, but they are traded in stock market, and market value of, okay, means market value is the price at which the bond is usually bought or sold in the market. Face value may be something different, but bond may be traded either less or more than the value. And if face value is 100 rupees, so bond may be traded in 100, maybe traded 100 also, maybe traded in 90, maybe traded 110 also. That depends on the market value of the bond. So next I'll take example here how to calculate the bond value. Means this bond value will be different than the par value. Par value is fixed, face value is fixed, that will not change. But bond value means how it is traded in the market, means how the market will assess what is the value of this bond. So we'll see one example here. A bond whose par value is rupees 1000 bears a coupon rate of 12%. Maturity period is 3 years. Required rate of return bond is 10%. So this is the coupon rate. That means company will be paying at this rate to the bondholder, and maturity period is 3 years, and return is 10%. Okay, so this bond value we can calculate by two methods. Two methods are very popular. So one is the discounting factor method, other is called annuity method. So we'll see both, and I'll tell you which method is useful when. So first we'll see discounting factor method. So you can say annual interest payable is, because coupon rate is 12%, so you can say 120 rupees is paid as a annual interest of bond. So that means bond holder is getting 120 rupees, 120 rupees, 120 rupees. So first year he'll be getting, I'm solving his present value by discounting factor method. Okay, so he 120 rupees at the end of first year. So I will calculate the present value of each one of them. So I'll write here 120 first year. So first year means what is the rate of interest? Rate of interest is 10%. Market rate is, so that we'll use here. So 10% means 0.1. 0.1. Okay. So 0.1. So 1.1. 1 plus R means 1.1. Okay. Then again 120 second year. 1.1 square. 1 plus R. 1 plus R means R is here. This value is R. So 1.01. 1.1. 1 plus 0.1 will give 1.1. Okay. Now third year he will receive 1000 rupees plus 120. 1000 rupees plus 120. So 1120. Third year he is receiving this amount. So I write here for third year. So 1120 divided by 1.1 whole cube. So this is the formula for the discounting factor method. You can calculate this very easy. This method is applicable when number of years are less, because terms will be less. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 you can do, but number of years are more, then method become very difficult. Okay, so for that our annuity method is very useful. So I'll use your annuity method also. I'll show you how you can solve this. So in annuity method, we are getting a fixed amount as 120 rupees. So that means this is nothing but annuity for a period of 3 years. So we can use the formula. And third year, we are getting 1000 rupees back. So we can calculate the present value like this. I'll write the formula here. Present value PV A by R. I am writing the formula here. 1 plus R to power N minus 1. 1 plus R to power N, bracket close, and plus. This is for the 1000 rupees. 1000, because in this annuity is not there, so this discounting factor. That is 1 plus R to power N. So this is the formula. Okay, so we are using here the formula of ordinary annuity. Correct? Present value of ordinary annuity plus discounting factor method for 1000. Okay, now put the value. I'll put direct value so that you can calculate very easily. Okay, I'll just put the value here. A is nothing but 120. R is 0.1, 10%. Here also 1 plus R, so 1.1. 1.1, N is 3 years, minus 1 divided by 1 plus 1 to power 3 plus 1000 divided by 1.1 to power 3. Okay, so in this way we can calculate. So if we calculate this everything, I'll just show you how you can put the value here. If you calculate this part, I'll just show you which part we are going to calculate. This part, leaving 120 only. So leaving this 120, leaving 120 here only, you calculate this part. 1.1 whole cube minus 1 divided by this, divided by 0.1. Also you will get this value from the table. Yeah, you will get this value 2.487. This value has been taken from the your this is present value of interest factor annuity. So don't worry, you have to calculate this. Okay, and 1 divided by 1.1 whole cube will get from the table. So this value will get from the table 0.75, but you can calculate this, no problem. That means this is the value of 1 divided by 1.1 whole cube only. So we'll get 0.751. Okay, so when you multiply, you will get, I just write here 120 into 2.487 plus 1000 into 0.751. If you wish, you can calculate as per your wish. There is no hard and fast that you put this value only. It's your choice. Okay, so your choice, you can calculate this as per using calculator. So finally calculation, if you do, you'll get this value only. 1049.44. So that means the value of bond is 1049.44. So more than the face value. Now I'll take one more example here. A bond whose par value is rupees 1000 bears a coupon rate of 12%, payable semi-annually, has a maturity period of 3 years. So here period is that means the payable semi-annually. So your period will be, because 3 years, so it will be doubled. Okay, required rate of return on bond is 10%. What is the value of this bond? Now see the solution. Because interest payable is 1000 into 12%, but it is paid semi-annually, so it will be half of this. So 12% of 1000, you will get 120, and half of the 60. So 60 rupees will be paid semi-annually, means every 6 monthly. Okay, and principal repayment is, so 1000, naturally 1000 rupees bond is there, so you will get back the 1000 rupees. So here also you can use the discounting factor, but because number of period will increase. Number of period will increase means 3 years payable semi-annually means 6 will be there. N will be equal to 6. Okay. So I'll write here, but you can solve this because 6 are there, so it will be difficult by solving a discounting factor method. So this can be written as, because we are getting 60 rupees as principal, interest, okay, every 6 monthly. So I'll write like this. By discounting factor rate, present value of the bond will be as follows. So I'll write all 6 terms here. 60 divided by, now what is rate of interest here? 10%. Okay, required rate of interest 10%. Then half of this, so 5%. 5% will give you 0.05. So 1 plus r will be 1.05. So we'll be using 1.05 every year. Okay. Now put the value. So 60 divided by 1.05 for the first year, plus 60 divided by 1.05 for the second year, plus 60 divided by 1.05 for third year, 60 divided by 1.05 power 4 for the fourth year, then 60 divided by 1.05 power 5 for fifth year, and 6 is not year, I'm just telling year, it is a period, 6 monthly, 6 monthly, 6 monthly. Then you will get 6th last. So here you will get 1000 rupees also in the 6th last semi-annual. So 1000 plus 60, so 1060, because at the end of period you get whole money along with the interest. So 1.06.6. Okay, you can calculate in this way also, but it become very difficult to calculate all these 6 terms and add. So I'll use the annuity method here. Okay. So what is the formula of annuity? Means I write here present value equal to A by R bracket 1 plus R to power n minus 1 divided by 1 plus R. This is the annuity formula, and power n. Plus face value is 1000 rupees. So we'll, at the end of 6th semi-annual we'll get 1 plus R to power 6. Okay, now put the value. So A is how much here? We are getting 60 rupees only per semi-annually. So rate of interest be 0.05. 0.05 put here. And 1 plus R is 1.05. So I'll put 1.05. N is how much? 6. Minus 1 divided by 1.05 to power 6. Okay. And here you can write 1000 divided by 1.05 to power 6. Now you can calculate. Okay. So this calculation you can do as per your, you can use calculator. You can find out the value of everything. Calculate, subtract, very easy. And if you see from the table, the value is derived. That means value of which this part. From the table, they have taken value like this. Okay. So in the table, they have given the value of this part. This is this value. Okay. Similarly, from the table, they have given the value of this part here. But you can calculate as per your wish and you can find out the value. So if you multiply this value, that means you put this value, what answer we are going to get here. You can calculate as per your wish, whatever procedure you're following here. 1.05 square minus 1, put the value, then divide by this, divide by this. So finally you will get the value 1050.48. Now moving ahead, we have arrived at the current yield on bond. Okay, current yield on bond. So it measures the rate of return earned on a bond if it is purchased at the current market price and if the coupon interest is received. That means if you have purchased the bond at the current market price, then you can calculate what is the yield on the bond. Okay, and this yield is calculated as the yearly basis. That means how much yield we are getting per year. No problem. We'll just see the method. So what is the formula here? Current yield is equal to coupon interest divided by current market price. So whatever coupon interest we are getting, that means interest on the coupon rate. Interest on the coupon rate, not the interest of the market. है ना? Interest on the market. So see here, if a bond of face value is 1000, carrying coupon interest rate of this, carrying face value of 1000, coupon interest rate is 8%, and market rate is 800. So we'll calculate on the market rate only. So that means 8%, 8% of 1000. How much? 8 into 1000 divided by 100. So you'll get 80 rupees. So that means he is receiving 80 rupees, but you have to convert into current yield. So what is current yield? Coupon interest divided by current market price. Okay, so 80 divided by 800, because current market price is 800. So 80 divided by 800. 80 divided by 800 and into 100 to convert into percentage. Okay, now cancel this. So 80 divided by 8 will get 10%. Okay, so current yield is 10%. So current yield, keep in mind, is calculated on the coupon interest divided by current market price. Current market price at which it is selling in the market at present. So coupon interest divided by current market into 100. So current to percentage. Now next is yield to maturity. It is defined as the discount rate that makes the present value of bonds payment equal to its price. In other words, I'll just say it is the rate of return earned by the investor who purchases bond and hold it till maturity. That means he is earning on the bond on that. That means he is earning on the bond on which you have to calculate at what rate he is earning on the bond. So I'll take one numerical here, so it will be very clear. Just see here. Consider rupees 1000 bond, current market price 850. Bond carries coupon rate 8%. That means he is receiving fixed rate 80 rupees. Has the maturity period 9 years. Okay. What would be the rate of return if he purchases the bond and hold until the maturity? Okay. So here we are going to calculate YTM. We are going to calculate YTM. Now, whatever the market price is given here, that's we can think of like a present value. Now that means we are going to in the reverse order. Earlier we are finding the present value. Now present value is given 850. Now we are going to find what is the rate. What is the rate? R. We use the R. That R we are going to find out what is the rate at which the bond holder will earn. So this is the reverse order. So to calculate this rate of return, this method is very, very difficult. We can use with the help of the financial calculator here. But what is the technique we are following here? We'll try here hit and trial method. Or you can say trial and error method. So we can take one value, let's say R is equal to this, and we'll match with the 850. Okay, whether it is less or more, then we can reduce the rate. Okay, so just see here how we have calculated. If KD is yield to maturity, that means R. KD is nothing but R. Here we have taken as KD just now. 850 is the market value. So 10% is the token rate, coupon rate. 10% is the coupon rate. That means 80. है ना. Same formula 80. I just write the formula. Same our NE2 method formula. I'll write here. So PV equal to A by R 1 plus R minus 1 divided by 1 plus R to power n. You can write the formula as many as time you can, so they can remember the formula, and divide by 1000 by 1 plus R to power n. So you are going to find out here R. Okay, because in the reverse order finding R is very difficult, so we can find in the reverse order. So, okay, so now A is how much? A is 80. A is 80 here. A is 80 here. A is 80, and your PV is 850. 850. What else? N, how many years are there? 9 years. Okay. Now, if you put the value, we are same. If you, as per the table, no, it is 850 equal to 80 into this, and for 9 years, and 1000 for 9 years. So let's say I'm taking as a 12%. If you put the value here 12%, means R equal to 12, means 0.12. 12% means 0.12. So if you put in this formula all these values, so how much PV we are going to get it? So PV you are getting here. How much PV we are getting here? 787. You can see here I have calculated here 787. This value. So this value is less than the 850. We are getting the less value. That means we have taken the rate of interest more. So R12 means I have taken more rate. It should be less than that. Okay, because 850, compare 850 and 787. That means we have taken R as a more. So we have to reduce R. So next calculation, we have taken R as a 10%. See, same formula, annuity formula. And how much value we found? We found 884. Okay, so that means now 850 is lying between this and this. That means our answer is between 10% to 12%. Okay, maybe something 11% or 10 point something is there. So from the answer or choice, you can guess what is the answer is there. You can check from the 11% also how closer you are. So if you do like this somewhere, correct answer is like this. So by the financial calculator, the answer is coming here 10.71. Okay. So moving ahead, now we have come at the what is the rate of return. So rate of return is calculated for any particular holding period and based on the coupon income and the capital gain or loss. That means in this we calculate for a particular period on the investment, how much investment we have done, on that we calculate how much gain or loss is there. So what is the formula of rate of return? Coupon income plus price change. Price change means our last price minus your purchase price. Selling price minus purchase price. Coupon income, how much income you are receiving, because this income only, and price change. So I'll take one example here and divide by investment. Okay, and multiply into 100. So convert into percentage. So how much rate of return? Actually, this is the how much return you are getting on that investment is calculated.